Understanding decision-making biases. Decision-making biases are cognitive shortcuts that influence our choices, often leading to irrational or suboptimal decisions. These biases arise due to limitations in our brain's ability to process complex information. While they help us make quick judgments, they can also result in errors, especially in high-stakes situations like investing, problem-solving, or personal relationships. The role of cognitive heuristics. Heuristics are mental shortcuts that simplify decision-making. For example, the availability heuristic makes us judge the likelihood of events based on recent experiences, while the representativeness heuristic leads us to compare new situations to existing stereotypes. While useful, these shortcuts often lead to biased thinking by ignoring statistical realities. Confirmation bias. Seeking what we already believe. Confirmation bias occurs when people favor information that aligns with their existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. This bias affects everything from political opinions to scientific reasoning. It makes us less likely to change our views, even when presented with clear, factual counterarguments. Loss aversion. Fear of losing over gaining. People tend to fear losses more than they value equivalent gains. This is known as loss aversion. For example, investors may hold on to declining stocks longer than they should, hoping to avoid a realized loss. This bias often leads to risk-averse behaviors that prevent rational decision-making. Anchoring effect. The power of first impressions. The anchoring effect happens when an initial piece of information disproportionately influences our decisions. For example, when negotiating a salary, the first number mentioned serves as a reference point that shapes the final outcome, regardless of its fairness. Marketers and salespeople often use this bias to influence consumer choices. Overconfidence bias. Trusting your judgment too much. People tend to overestimate their knowledge and abilities, leading to overconfidence bias. This is particularly common in areas like investing and leadership. Overconfidence can result in taking unnecessary risks, underestimating challenges, and dismissing valuable advice from others. The bandwagon effect, following the crowd. Humans are naturally inclined to conform to group behavior, a phenomenon known as the bandwagon effect. This bias influences trends, political movements, and financial bubbles. People often adopt popular opinions or behaviors simply because they see others doing the same, rather than evaluating them critically. Choice paralysis. Too many options lead to inaction. When faced with too many choices, people often struggle to make a decision. This is known as choice paralysis. Studies show that consumers presented with a few options are more likely to make a purchase than those given an overwhelming number of choices. Simplifying options can help overcome this bias. Reducing biases through awareness. Recognizing decision-making biases is the first step toward minimizing their impact. Practicing critical thinking, seeking diverse perspectives, and relying on data rather than intuition can help. By becoming aware of these cognitive traps, individuals can make more rational, informed choices in everyday life. Embracing rational decision-making. While biases are a natural part of human cognition, learning to navigate them effectively leads to better decision-making. Whether in business, personal finance, or daily life, developing awareness and applying structured thinking strategies can help individuals make choices that are more logical, fair, and beneficial in the long run.